Welcome to Inside the Den with Coach Beard, brought to you by Highland Dairy. Snack, fuel, go with Highland Dairy. Locally made, naturally delicious. Murney Associates, your local real estate experts. Midwest Ford Dealers. Midwest Ford Dealers are driven by value. Official partner of the Missouri State Bears. Find your local Midwest Ford dealer at Ford.com. And by Big Shots Golf. Play on. Let's go! Now, here's your host, the new voice of the Bears, Corey Riggs.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Big Shots Golf on the north side of Springfield, where we congregate each and every Monday night to talk about our favorite topic, that being Missouri State Bears football. This is Inside the Den with Coach Ryan Beard, and Coach is here and ready for another week. And Ryan, I got to just start in looking back at what happened this weekend and start with nothing that happened on the field, but everything that led up to this game. I know you guys had a tough week of practice. It was a big win at Marshall, but the crowd, the flyover, everything that was going on, it had all the feel of a big-time football game, and I can't tell you the last time I got that feeling inside of Robert W. Plaster Stadium. It was amazing.
It really was. I mean, you asked for big-time football, you got it. I mean, again, like you said, the flyover, the way they handled the in-game experience for our fans, I mean, just exceptionally well done. And hats off to the whole community for coming out. The Bear Apocalypse people did a great job trying to get the community rallied and the campus community going. It was absolutely electric. I mean, it's amazing what a little belief and some excitement can do for a program, and it was on full display on Saturday.
Well, and your team comes out and does exactly what everybody was hoping. Your team has been able to get off to a quick start at USC. They scored first at Marshall. You turn around, and in the blink of an eye, we're rolling through quarter number one, and the Bears are leading a college football playoff team, a team that was number 16 in the nation a week ago, 10-0 in the first quarter. The start couldn't have gone much better.
Yeah, that was one thing we talked about the whole offseason is we have to do a better job of starting fast because, you know, some of our conversations from last year, it was not that way in the beginning of the year. Fortunately, we got that fixed. Now we just got to stay consistent and finish the game. I think that it was unbelievably fitting that the first third down and the first interception came from a young man that's homegrown, that fans love, that media loves, that I love. J.J. Neal getting
Absolutely.
a pick on that third down play. How fitting is that, and how cool is that to kick off hosting a Power 4 opponent on CBS, on national TV, for the nation to see. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
Well, and you know, I didn't talk to you after the game. I didn't have an opportunity to. I might have told you to buy a lottery ticket. You and I have spent a lot of time over the last couple of coaches' shows and our interactions talking about the exposure that this program is getting, the exposure the school is getting, and how it is unlike anything. You couldn't buy what the Bears have been getting through the first 3 weeks. And then what happens? The game that Big CBS is carrying during your game, they go into a lightning delay. All of a sudden, you guys are the national CBS game for a while, and it's while you're up on the ponies.
No doubt. And I want to kind of bring it to people that don't necessarily can grasp what you're saying. The last 3 weeks, the Missouri State Bears football team has got more attention in 3 little weeks than it did in the whole existence before now. That's how monumental it is with Twitter, with, you know, all the different things in social media, national television. We're building a national brand, and that's kind of why we wanted to make this jump.
It was the first national TV game for Missouri State at Plaster Stadium since 1981, when they used to have regional games, and they put SMS, the Bears, on against SEMO in a game that week. The guys, I was told, even came in with the ABC jackets, the yellow jackets, the whole 9 yards.
Did we win that game?
You know what? I don't know the final score of that one. I look for Dan. I say we may get a trivia question, or I'm going to look it up during the break, one or the other. I know somebody who would know, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's talk about. We were talking about the offense, talking about the quick start. Let's go ahead and hit our Bud Light play of the game for this game, because it came early. It was the first touchdown of the day, 9 yards from Jacob Clark to Dash Luke to get the Bears up early.
Bears Bears 2nd and goal on the 9. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. It's still Ramon Green, and there is the sidecar back. Clark takes the snap, locks in, throws the fade for the end zone, and it is caught! Touchdown! Dash Luke. Threw it from the left hash to the right end zone corner, and perfectly thrown. Dash Luke for the score. Bears lead 9-0 over SMU.
OB'd extra point would make it 10-0 at that point. That's your Bud Light play of the game. Bud Light, a proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And at that point in time, everything is going Missouri State's way. Now, fast forward to the second quarter, everything went SMU's way all of a sudden. The turnovers weren't there anymore. You had the 2 turnovers early, and then I felt like the calls were going the Bears' way early, and then all of a sudden that kind of swung too. Yeah,
there was a multitude of things that kind of hit in that second quarter that were less than ideal. You know, you go through and you watch this just kind of the sequencing of the game. You know, we were getting great third down stops early, got a little loose there in the second quarter, settled in kind of, you know, more towards the third and fourth, but that's just how it went. We kind of went, we went, you know, not away from what we were doing. It just wasn't working quite as well. We couldn't find a groove, if that makes sense, leading into half. Jacob Clark took a shot with about 2 minutes, not 2 minutes, about 4 minutes left. Really concerning. He's okay. That was on the 3rd and short, led to the 4th and short punt. But again, going into half, we still honestly felt good about where we were at, Corey. That's what, and after half, you know, you come out and if you can drive the field and get any points, not just 7, if you can get any, you're right back in the game, and you probably go win it. The turnover was costly, and then the rest was history from there.
You know, 14-10 at halftime. You had to feel good at that point in time. But in the second half, some of the same struggles that you were able to overcome in the first half, just very difficult. And you had told me on Friday when we talked about keys to a victory and everything, you said, Corey, we can't get behind on the sticks. We've got to be in third and manageable. Those were hard to come by, and it led to a day where you just couldn't get a third down conversion.
No, literally 0. And that's almost unheard of for our offense. It's been unheard of for our offense for almost 5 years now. And that just absolutely killed us, and we're going to work on that all week. And you hit it on the head right there. You have to get manageable third downs. If you're sitting in 3rd and 9, 10, 15, you're not going to convert many of those. We have to get to the 3rd and shorts, 3rd and mediums, to where we can get into the runs and passes that we like and go get that first down.
When we look back on this game now and SMU, you're going to have to pay back the trip to Dallas next year. What is it going to take to get another SMU, another team of this caliber, a team that's going to the postseason at the FBS level, to come to Springfield? Because I can't imagine it's an easy ask.
No, it's not an easy ask at all, especially with when you took an ACC opponent down to the ropes. I mean, they don't really like playing those G5 teams.
If you've given up 50 or 60, they might be more inclined to come back sooner.
100%. But the one thing that helps us, and, there's a few other people in here, Jesse, Kelsey, Melissa, a ton of people in here that helped with that game day atmosphere, that are just working their hearts out in the background that no one notices, but without them it wouldn't be possible. So I wanted to make sure to tell them thank you and how proud we are to have their back as well, because it's a big deal and their hard work really, really paid off. But it's really hard, to answer your question. And, I say this a lot of times and everybody rolls, winning cures all. You keep winning, we'll force their hand to have a big game in our place.
One other thing you mentioned, the scare with Jacob's hand. You did have one player that had to be carted off the field in your big left tackle, Christian Loiza.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate piece there, and I think that was a little bit of the unraveling of some of our offensive issues, because, again, sitting up here beside you, the defensive coordinator, if I see your starting left tackle go out, it's like
blood in the water.
Blood in the water. We're going to go right at it. And they did, and we didn't have an answer at the time. We'll work on that this week. But, again, thankfully Jacob's okay. Now, Christian, unfortunately for us, he'll have surgery on his ankle. We'll try to get him back in a few weeks, but we'll see how he heals up.
Yeah, big guys and ankles don't always go well together, but we'll wish him nothing but the best. Christian Loaiza, the Bears starting at left tackle, going to be on the shelf for a little bit. Hey, don't forget, if you had fun at the Bears game against SMU this past weekend, we're going to do it all over again, so we're looking for the same 15,000 friends, maybe to bring a few more with them and come out this weekend for family weekend. We want you in the stands. You can also listen on the Missouri State Radio Network this Saturday when the Bears host the Skyhawks of Tennessee Martin. The Bud Light Countdown to Kickoff show will begin at 5:30. Kickoff will be just a little after 6 o'clock. You can listen throughout the Ozarks on Real Country 101.3 FM, the Varsity Network app, or the Missouri State Radio Network affiliate in your area. You're listening to Inside the Den with Coach Ryan Beard on the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Are you ready to level up your hangout and live the unexpected? Big Shots Golf is changing the entertainment game through tech-driven golf games that fit every level of player, a mouth-watering scratch menu, and handmade cocktails. At Big Shots Golf, we're all about celebrating life and creating memories with the ones you love. Located at the corner of North Windstone and Kearney, Big Shots Golf proudly hosts MSU's weekly coaches show, and with NFL Sunday Ticket, you'll never miss a game. Ready to take your big shot? Book your heated bay online today at BigShotsGolf.com. Play on.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Every day, you're out there, up before the sun, and pushing forward before the chaos of the day settles in. At Great Southern, we're right there with you because we understand the need for trusted support. Having a team that is seasoned, agile, ready, an award-winning team that knows their customers personally and is behind them at every step. There to assist you, inspire you, and echo your inner dialogue in those quiet moments. Keep going. Whether you're getting ready to meet the day or working on something big, we're your team. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC.
At Parkcrest Dental Group, we've been proudly serving the community for over 50 years by creating healthy, confident smiles that last a lifetime. From general dentistry to pediatric care, orthodontics, and more, we make it easy for the whole family to get the care they need, all in one convenient location. Whether it's your child's first visit or you're ready to restore your own smile with dental implants, we're here to help you maintain confident smiles. Trust the team that's been keeping Springfield smiling for generations. And go Bears!
Football's back. Coach Beard and the Bears are ready to charge into Conference USA. Jeff Gervilius from your Missouri State Bookstore, your go-to spot for all things bear wear and tailgating. We've got the latest gear for game day, including official athletic apparel from Adidas. Whether you're shopping for Bear Cubs or proud alumni, we've got something for the whole family. Stop by the bookstore, check out one of our 5 stadium locations on game day, or shop anytime at shop.MissouriStateBookstore.com. Your Missouri State Bookstore, a proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics. Go Bears!
We are back with you live inside the den at Big Shots Golf here on Springfield's North Side. Tonight, our show is brought to you by Kohl's. Kohl's has the back-to-school styles that'll spoil your family at prices that'll spoil you. From jeans and tees to sneakers and more, which means you can do it all without overdoing your budget when you shop at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. For those of you who are here with us at Inside the Den tonight, I want to make sure and point out my friend Albert, who's in the back of the room. He is here tonight with Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Ozarks. You know what they do. They help get mentors involved in the lives of youth in our area. They do great work. So if you have a minute during the commercial, go back and talk to my friend Albert. I'm sure he would appreciate it. I am going to talk to our first Great Southern Bank Under the Helmet guest of the night as we talk to two players from Missouri State. And the man we've got with us first had a big day on Saturday. You already heard his touchdown from Jacob Clark. He wears number 1, the wide receiver. Dash Luke joins us here tonight. Dash, thanks for being on, man.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I tell you what, you were at the media availability earlier today with Coach Beard, and you spoke very glowingly of the experience of playing in front of that crowd on Saturday. Obviously, this is not your first year in college football. It's not your first year with the Bears. Tell me what made this last Saturday so different for you?
Well, honestly, what made it so different, I would say that was the loudest home game I ever played in my college career. You know, I played at Alabama, I played at USC, but, like, that was the loudest, the home game. Like, that was the best home game experience I had in my whole 5 years of college football. So that was amazing.
Well, and if I'm not mistaken, that fade you ran for the 9-yard catch, you were basically going right into the kind of the locker room student section corner there. So how loud did it get?
Oh my gosh, the student section erupted. Like, it was amazing. I can't explain the feeling. I'm just thankful for the fans, thankful for this team, thankful for the coaches making it happen.
What kind of relationship do you have with Coach Beard? You shared something earlier today that caught my attention where you said he texted you after the game and said what?
He said, it's time. Basically, like, let's go on this run. This is a run, like, that's going to be remembered for the rest of the years to come. First year in Conference USA, we're going to do something special. So I believe in Coach Beard. I believe in what he has planned for the team. And I'm just ready to keep going.
Well, I know they believe in you. There is something about that slot receiver spot in this offense. The guys that have had that spot for the last 2 or 3 years have been really good. How did you feel about what was kind of a breakout game for you this year, this past Saturday? 80 yards, the touchdown was your best game so far this season.
Mm-hmm. I feel like there's more to come. That's just the start, honestly. Can't get content with it. Gotta take it day by day. Be where your feet are. And honestly, like last year we had Hunter Wood. He was a great receiver. He led the way. Honestly, taking a lot of things from him, just being a leader on and off the field. You know, he basically was the quarterback in our room. You know, so he knew everything. So just learning that from him, being able to help the guys on the field, the younger guys. Just taking little things from him just like that.
Well, I actually had written down, I wanted to talk to you about that because after you and J-Rob, it's a pretty new wide receiver room. Now there's some older guys that have played other places and have transferred in, and there's some freshmen, some redshirt freshmen, some true freshmen. So how is that room coming together, and what do you feel your role in there is, especially with the new guys?
With the new guys, I feel like my role is basically big brother. On and off the field. Tristan Gardner being a true freshman, stepping up, he's doing amazing. You know, I feel like the coaches trust him, starting to trust him more. With James being down for the first 2 games, he came back. He's going to, you know, step into his leadership role as well. But I feel like we have a good core. We trust our coach, Coach Clowney, and the rest will be history after that.
What is it like playing for Coach Clowney? I get to come out. Coach lets me come out to practice from time to time. Yeah. I'm out there. He seems to be an animated dude. Is that a fair estimate?
He's definitely animated. Like every practice, he's animated. In the meeting room, he's animated. But, like, you got to trust him because he's been there. He's done that. You know, he has great experience. He knows what he's talking about. So, like, he's not going to lead us the wrong way. And just getting that trust from him, knowing that he won't put me in bad situations, that's all I can ask for.
I was thinking about this, watching you talk earlier today during the media availability. You know, when you're in the huddle and the play call comes in, and a lot of times with this offense, it's a pass play.
Yeah.
But when it's a run play, do your shoulders get down like, man, I got to go block? It's like, how do you feel about blocking? Because that's a big part of it. I think people forget the wideouts, man. You guys got to get to the edge and set that and give the opportunity for guys like Shamari and Ramon to get some yards downfield.
Yeah, so basically, like, Coach Clowney, he don't like that now blocking stuff. So so you better block if you want to get in that game. Honestly, especially like blocking down the field. He always says that we make the touchdown blocks. Like, once they get to that second level, it's us. So we're leading the way for the running backs, and we have some explosive running backs. So just helping those guys, do their thing, make us all look good.
Talking to Dash Luke and our Great Southern Bank Under the Helmet feature. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC. I can't remember if you and I talked about this last year or not, but do you remember who gave you the nickname Dash?
Yeah, I do. It was my high school quarterback. His name was Lance Legendry. It started about my junior year in high school when I really started, to play on varsity, things like that, and then it stuck from ever since then.
I would say, does anybody other than maybe family call you All Red?
Yeah, just family. Nobody else really used that name. Probably my girlfriend. That's about it.
But when you're in trouble?
Yeah, when I'm in trouble. That's about it.
Well, talk to me a little bit about this medallion you're wearing here tonight. Yeah, you say you've got an image on there. Yeah. Tell people who you carry with you there.
So this is my grandma. Her name is Brenda. I call myself Brenda Baby. She passed away not too long ago, about a year ago. And we had, going into our first game, Coach was asking us, what our why was. And basically, this is one of my whys, my main why, honestly. I just feel like every step of the way she's there, my guardian angel, basically. If she was able to be here, she would have been at SMU game. She would have been there. She would have been loud, just like the rest of the fans. So,
she could have jumped right in with Bear Apocalypse and had a sign for number one.
She would have jumped right in, and I just appreciate her for that. That's my why.
Well, talk to me a little bit about what you've got this week now. Day off's over. Preparation begins. You guys get ready for Tennessee Martin. This has kind of been a back and forth with the Skyhawks and the Bears the last couple of years. Now, Missouri State's moved up to FBS football, but that doesn't mean, we've beat them. They've beat us. It's got, even though they're not a Valley team, it's got a vibe of a rivalry.
It definitely has a vibe of a rivalry. Especially like last year, with that being my first year going to UT Martin and playing that game, I instantly felt the energy from the teams of the rivalry, pregame, especially pregame, during the game, just things like that. And honestly, I feel like there's no love lost. Even though we moved up to FBS, honestly, I feel like there'll still be a good game. We can't look over no opponents, so we definitely have to prepare the right way and just play Missouri State football.
Inside the Den tonight is brought to you by Pinnacle Sign Group, a proud supporter of the Missouri State Bears. Everybody should be a proud supporter of this guy. Dash Luke, everybody, the Bears wide receiver. Thank you, Dash.
Thank you.
We'll talk a little bit on the defensive side of the ball after the break. You're listening to Inside the Den on the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield.
Are you ready to level up your hangout and live the unexpected? Big Shots Golf is changing the entertainment game through tech-driven golf games that fit every level of player, a mouth-watering scratch menu, and handmade cocktails. At Big Shots Golf, we're all about celebrating life and creating memories with the ones you love. Located at the corner of North Windstone and Kearney, Big Shots Golf proudly hosts MSU's weekly coaches show, and with NFL Sunday Ticket, you'll never miss a game. Ready to take your big shot? Book your heated bay online today at BigShotsGolf.com. Play on.
It's 6:30 and the branch is closed.
Yep.
And you couldn't find your debit card.
Nope.
But you're going to get cash.
Yep. Cadence Bank Live Teller has extended hours, and I can get cash from my account with my driver's license.
My bank can't do that.
Nope.
With over 300 Live Teller locations with extended hours, there's opportunity here. Find a Live Teller near you at cadencebank.com/Live Teller. Equal opportunity lender, member FDIC.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Wilson Logistics is proud to be the official logistics partner of Missouri State Athletics. You'll see us on the road this year, hauling the Bears football equipment and supporting all Missouri State athletes. Wilson Logistics is a family-owned company based right here in Springfield, Missouri. We offer a paid CDL training program for those that want to become a professional truck driver. Learn more at wilsonlogistics.com/training.
Parkcrest Dental Group is a proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics. We believe great smiles build confidence, whether you're on the field, in the stands, or around town. Our team makes it easy for athletes and families alike to keep their smiles strong and healthy with comprehensive dental care and service through every stage of life. We're honored to continue to support our community and our athletes. Go Bears!
Welcome back to Inside the Den, everybody, here live at Big Shots Golf. Tonight's show is brought to you by Wilson Logistics, the official logistics partner of Missouri State Athletics. And in the case of the football team, Wilson Logistics moves the Bears from week to week, but very happy to have them at home for 3 straight. Again, the Bears getting ready for family weekend this Saturday night, 6 o'clock against the University of Tennessee Martin Skyhawks. Time now for our second Great Southern Bank Under the Helmet feature as we get ready to talk to the Bears starting safety, the transfer from Charlotte, as we get ready to introduce you to the senior, Maguire Neal. Maguire, thanks for coming on, man. How are you doing?
Doing great. Appreciate you inviting me on.
No, we're thrilled to have you. I told you earlier we'd go way back and let's start back with high school for you. You're a 3-year starter for the Bulldogs, and am I saying this right? Is it Zephyr Hills?
Zephyr Hills, yes, sir.
All right, so at Zephyr Hills, so get these numbers. 3 years as a starter, Maguire played linebacker, 50 career tackles for a loss, 30 career sacks. Did anyone stop you in your time at Zephyr Hills? Because those are big numbers, man.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I was really playing defensive end most of the time. Okay. And I would just run around the tackle most of the time for the sacks and everything. I was just doing that pretty much the whole game. So yeah, that was pretty much it.
That's a defensive coordinator's dream right there. So then, when did you make the switch to start playing safety? Was that when you got to Charlotte?
Exactly. I was going into summer to Charlotte, and that's when they transitioned me into nickel, basically. So that was my first time ever playing like really in the backfield like that. So I went from defensive end basically to the back seven basically.
And that's got to be a big learning curve.
It was, yeah.
I mean, if I know you're oversimplifying it, but to line up as a DN and just go around the tackle and go get the quarterback, there's a lot more that you've got to do as the safety. How big was the learning curve when you made the jump to college?
Oh, it was a lot, honestly. But I mean, really, the biggest thing was learning like the back pedal, like fluent and all that, and open the hips, be fluent with everything. That was probably the biggest thing, but.
Well, now you had other sports that you played in high school. You were a state champion in the 300-meter hurdles. So is there anything that transfers skill-wise from hurdles to football?
Yes, sir. I feel like the hips. Yeah, the hips movement with the DBs. Yeah, I definitely feel like that doing the hurdles helped me with that for sure.
Say, because that's the speed obviously is always a help. But I was trying to figure out, talking about being a hurdler, all of a sudden, all I could think of was that shot last year of Saquon jumping up backwards over a guy. Like, he probably would have been pretty good in the hurdles, too.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, definitely. He would have, yeah.
So you get to Charlotte, you move, you change, you drop back into the secondary. What was your run like with the team?
I mean, honestly, I love Charlotte. I mean, it was a great place. I feel like my freshman year, I played pretty good, and then coaching staff change or whatnot, and I feel like my time was just up there at Charlotte, really.
So how did you end up in Springfield then? You get in the portal at that point?
Exactly. Went in the portal. Was looking for a new team. Was blessed to meet Coach Beard and the coaching staff, not only are they great coaches, amazing people, and that's what I wanted to be around, and that's what made me come here, basically.
Well, it didn't take you very long to make an impact. You come in, you show up to camp, you earn a starting spot, and then you come out at USC and you lead the team in tackles. I think you had 9 tackles against the Trojans. What was the transition like to Springfield? What was camp like, and how welcoming were your teammates?
Well, I mean, honestly, it was a very warm welcome between the coaching staff and the teammate. It felt like family right when I stepped on campus, honestly. So that's pretty much how it was. It's a blessing, honestly.
But walk me through a little bit about the game then at USC. Obviously, I don't care where you've played, if it was at Charlotte, if it was anywhere. Getting to go to the LA Memorial Coliseum is a bucket list kind of thing for anybody who grew up as a fan of football. Mm-hmm. It's a bucket list thing for the guy that just talks on the microphone about playing football. So what was that experience like for you out there? The final score irrelevant in this. What was the experience like for you?
I mean, it was just exciting. Like you said, if you love football, I mean, it's just another great opportunity to go out and showcase your skill, and that's all you can ask for. So it was great, honestly. Obviously, besides but yeah.
Yeah, we'd like the score to be a little bit different, but
yeah.
No, it was they treated everybody out there like a first class. It was a great experience.
Amazing.
Talking to Maguire, Neal, the Bears senior safety, here on the Great Southern Bank Under the Helmet feature. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC. So you get in the portal, you make your way to Springfield. Now you're in this safety room. You've got JJ in there. You've got Khalil. You've got Christian. What's that group of guys like to work with?
I mean, they're great people. I mean, on the field, they're great athletes. I mean, it was. I mean, we just push each other, honestly. That's what it feels like between us. We just push each other. It's a great, friendly competition. I mean, it's always competition. But it's just great to be around people like that, honestly.
I joked a little bit. I don't know if it was week 1 with JJ, and I'd be interested to get your impression on it. Coming out to practice and seeing the guys, it seems like defense, when you guys get a play, especially when it's ones-on-ones, you guys celebrate that big time. Mm-hmm. What is it about the defensive mentality where you guys want to blow up and party on every big play?
Yeah, well, I feel like that just brings the energy. If you have energy on defense, it just brings it up another level. The offense looks at that, and it's kind of like demoralizing almost when you see a defense excited like that about a big play or whatnot. You just got to get excited. You got to, get the energy up or whatnot. I just feel like it turns a game around sometimes.
You guys get a big win on the road at Marshall, then turn around, get to come home. This was your first experience playing at Plaster Stadium in front of a crowd. Obviously, guys like Dash tell you that it wasn't always that way, but this last Saturday was really special. What did you think about how your defense matched up against the Mustangs?
Honestly, we were, like Coach Beer was saying, we were playing toe-to-toe with them. We should have had the game. It didn't turn out like that, but, we were playing toe-to-toe. We have great talent. They have great talent. It was a great matchup. In my eyes, between the defense and offense, I think it was a great matchup.
So now, getting ready this week, a very different opponent now. You've played P4 in USC. Mm-hmm. You've played a group of 5 stalwart in Marshall and beat them at their place. You play another college playoff team, a ranked team in SMU. Now you have a FCS team on your schedule, but a team that the Bears have got history with. How do you stay focused and not kind of look past the opponent that's in front of you for this week?
Just like Dash was saying, every opponent, obviously, we got to take it serious. At this level, every opponent is great. It's great competition for great competition. So take this practice week. Obviously, we're going to take it very serious, and we'll be ready to go by Saturday.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. You fly to the football, man.
Yes,
you are fun to watch. I'm enjoying it. I wish you the best of luck on Saturday and the rest of the season, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Maguire, Neal, the Bears senior starting safety, joining us here on Inside the Den, brought to you tonight by Price Cutter, keeping it local since 1967. We'll take a break, get Coach Beard back here in just a minute on Inside the Den and the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. Well, Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Every day, you're out there, up before the sun, and pushing forward before the chaos of the day settles in. At Great Southern, we're right there with you because we understand the need for trusted support. Having a team that is seasoned, agile, ready, an award-winning team that knows their customers personally and is behind them at every step. There to assist you, inspire you, and echo your inner dialogue in those quiet moments. Keep going. Whether you're getting ready to meet the day or working on something big, we're your team. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC.
Touchdown Tuesday is back at the Missouri State Bookstore. After today's big game, keep the celebration going this Tuesday. Shop in-store or online at shop.MissouriStateBookstore.com for all your bearware and tailgate needs. Because when the Bears score, you score. For every touchdown the Bears put on the board, you get 6% off your purchase, up to 30% off. So stock up, show out, and rep the Bears all season long. The Missouri State Bookstore, proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics. Go Bears!
Don't forget, your Missouri State Bears are at home again this week on Saturday at Plaster Stadium as they will take on the Skyhawks of Tennessee Martin under the brand new lights. Kickoff is set for 6 o'clock. Tickets are available online by going to MissouriStateBears.com/tickets. Inside the Den with Coach Ryan Beard. Coach Beard back with us, and you have not brought a dud yet, Coach. Say as far as you and Max bringing players, Dash and Maguire. Not only were they fun to talk to, they're just guys that you want to root for.
It makes me smile over there every single time I hear our young men talk, and those two have done a phenomenal job at their respective positions. They're highly cared about guys on the team, and they just do things the right way. When you talk, because my family's over there sitting with me, Bo and Laney Beard, and the twins come too, and when you think about what you want your young people to grow up to be, you think about their faces, you think about their hearts and how they care about people and each other, and they can flat play. So they're two guys to have up for sure.
That goes a long way, too. Great players, great human beings, and glad they could come out and be a part of the show tonight. Let's run you down the Parkcrest Dental scoreboard. You and I were talking during the commercials. There were a couple of these Conference USA scores this weekend that were eyebrow raisers. One was the start of 7th-ranked Texas and UTEP. That was a 7-0 game after one quarter. It was 14-3 at half, and then Texas kind of imposed their will in the second half. UTEP's now 1-2 on the season, 0-2 on the road. But the big overtime win in Conference USA belongs to the other new team, along with the Bears, the Blue Hens of Delaware, as they got over on UConn 44-41 in overtime.
Yeah, what a game that was. Congrats to Delaware on their first FBS win, so that's a big deal for those guys.
Yeah, they are now a perfect 2-0 at home, 2-1 on the season. The one that had me scratching my head was, it was one thing to see Liberty stumble last week. This week, they only score 13 points against a Bowling Green team that beats them 23-13. I thought this was supposed to be one of the top two teams in our new league. And from what we've seen so far, I mean, now I don't know. They could be dealing with injuries. There could be some things going on in the background that we don't know about, but they're struggling right now.
Yeah, it's certainly interesting from afar, especially just keeping up with the conference like we had the last few years. But, Jamie Chadwell's a really, really talented coach. I'm sure he'll right the ship.
The other kind of turnaround game from last week was Middle Tennessee. They were on the road playing Nevada. Nevada was up 13-0 at halftime, and Middle Tennessee scores 14 points in 6.5 minutes in the fourth quarter to beat them 14-13. So the missed extra point being the difference in that one. Kennesaw State got their first win of the year, 27-13 over Merrimack. Georgia Southern down Jacksonville State 41-34. La Tech had no problems with New Mexico State as the Bulldogs won big 49-14. And in what they refer to, Coach, as the Shula Bowl.
That's right.
Florida International took down Florida Atlantic by 10, 38-28.
That was a huge win for those guys. I know that's always a really, really competitive rivalry. They get into it down there, and good for CUSA.
Yep, I say the right team came out on top of that one. Those are your Conference USA scores from last weekend. Here in another week or two, we'll start getting into Conference USA standings as a part of the show, but no need to get into that here just yet until, well, after the Bears take on Western Kentucky, and that'll be a fun game to talk about. But right now we'll shift gears into the Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks fan questions of the night. Our thanks to Chevy. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks are proud sponsors of your Missouri State Bears. Stop into your local Chevy dealers today. So we've had a lot of really kind of in-depth sort of football questions the last couple of weeks. The questions this time are a little bit different. They started with, what's the best concert you've ever been to?
Man, I'm a live music guy. That's hard.
I know you and Katie have made your way down to Branson and been down at Thunder Ridge before. I've seen you guys down there.
You know, I've been to some really good shows at Thunder Ridge, but true musician, she just walked in, she knows, so I'm going to say Eric Church played for like 3 hours nonstop. We knew every word. I mean, absolute jam session, just super entertainer. He doesn't do much. He just plays and plays and plays, and I love his music, and I love what he stands for, so got to be the Chief.
I do. I got that on a playlist quite a bit. I like Eric Church. Haven't got to see him live. Would love to. How about this one? I don't think we've ever had anybody ask this of you before. Non-game day specific. What is Ryan Beard's morning routine? How early does your day start? How do you get your day started?
This is probably going to be a funny one. Well, everyone, you know, some of the staff, they're like, oh, we make our kids sleep in their bed every night and we lock it, whatever they do. Well, listen, if you're up, you come on into mom and dad's bed. So it really depends on the twins and the big kids. When they get up and they want to come snuggle, that's when I'm getting up. And Katie, again, I've referenced her a few times. She gives me a hard time because I don't know how the good Lord did this. Like when I wake up, it is like my time of the day. Like I'm just.
You don't immediately stumble for the coffee to try and.
No, it's incredible. Now, past 10 o'clock at night, my brain is mush. But you catch me between 5 a.m. and 10, I'm your man.
There was a picture a couple of weeks ago from the win at Marshall, and it's Ramon running down the sideline, and there's different people that I recognize on the sideline. One of them is your dad, and he is just fist pumping in the air, leaning in like he's going to push Ramon into the end zone if he needs some help. And I keep seeing that picture over and over again, and it makes me wonder, what's the best piece of advice your dad ever gave you?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, unbelievable question. He always just talks to you. He always just brings up, be proud of who you are, man. You know who you are. Live in your own light. Be you, and whatever makes you happy, do it. Because we always went back and forth. He's a road contractor by trade. We have a great family business, and the one thing that he never was like, son, I want you to come work for me. I want you to do this. And I asked him one time. I said, Dad, I'm pretty sharp. You never asked me to come join the family business. He said, it's not my life to live. He said, I want you to be happy. I want you to follow your passion and go do something you love. And if it's asphalt, we'll be here. If it's coaching, I'll be at every game. And sure enough, there's no one that loves it more than Doug Beard.
No, absolutely not. All right, last one of these questions.
That was a great question. Wow.
Last one of these, not nearly as deep as that one. So there's another picture I've been seeing this week that is of you high-fiving with Cash after a score. You guys are frozen in the air. It looks like your center has the same vertical leap that you do, if not better.
So
what are we saying there? Can we not out-jump Cash?
I'm thankful that we can debunk this. I was on the way up.
Oh, no way.
The picture was taken as I'm ascending, okay? So I still had probably 6 to 8 inches to go. The camera just couldn't catch it fast enough.
Sure.
It wanted to get us, as equals, and I get that. And I thought it was cool, but you got to play the rest of the tape.
Well, I'm sure Cash appreciates that and appreciates that the timing of the picture put him in such a good light. All right, those are your Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks fan questions for the night. Hey, how about before we take a break, birthday shout out tonight. We talked earlier about one Logan Rogersville alum, J.J. O'Neal, had a big interception of the game. Today is Stuart McDonald's birthday today, so happy birthday to Mr. McDonald.
Happy birthday, Stu. He's a team deacon.
He wears a lot of hats, and he is a good one. He had a good game for you on Saturday as well, coming in and punting late in that one. We'll take our final break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the Bears and the Skyhawks. You're listening to Inside the Den with Coach Ryan Beard on the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield.
It's 6:30 and the branch is closed.
Yep.
And you couldn't find your debit card.
Nope.
But you're going to get cash.
Yep. Cadence Bank Live Teller has extended hours, and I can get cash from my account with my driver's license.
My bank can't do that.
Nope.
With over 300 live teller locations with extended hours, there's opportunity here. Find a live teller near you at cadencebank.com/live teller. Equal opportunity lender, member FDIC.
Are you ready to level up your hangout and live the unexpected? Big Shots Golf is changing the entertainment game through tech-driven golf games that fit every level of player, a mouth-watering scratch menu, and handmade cocktails. At Big Shots Golf, we're all about celebrating life and creating memories with the ones you love. Located at the corner of North Glenstone and Kearney, Big Shots Golf proudly hosts MSU's weekly coaches show, and with NFL Sunday Ticket, you'll never miss a game. Ready to take your big shot? Book your heated bay online today at BigShotsGolf.com. Play on.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Wilson Logistics is proud to be the official logistics partner of Missouri State Athletics. You'll see us on the road this year, hauling the Bears football equipment and supporting all Missouri State athletes. Wilson Logistics is a family-owned company based right here in Springfield, Missouri. We offer a paid CDL training program for those that want to become a professional truck driver. Learn more at wilsonlogistics.com/training.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the top college athletic programs for the 2025-26 college athletic season? Check out the criteria and follow the year-long standings of your favorite team at L Directors Cup on the X platform or online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2026 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. The Learfield Directors Cup, powered by NACDA, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome back one final time here to Big Shots Golf for Inside the Den with Coach Ryan Beard. Each and every week here at Big Shots Golf, we appreciate the folks here at Big Shots. Big Shots Golf is proud to be your entertainment destination for a tech-driven golf and elevated food and beverage experience. You can join the E-Club to receive special promos at BigShotsGolf.com. Select the Springfield location and play on. So talking about last week, one more time before we move on to the Skyhawks, there was something that you mentioned today during the media availability that I wanted to double back around to about how you refer to your staff as the kings of doing more with less.
100%.
And that could not be more evident than when you look at two of the three opponents that you guys have taken on this year. Now, obviously, there are things that you want, that we want, that will make this program better, but it has to make those games maybe just slightly more special when you know that you're going in there, that you can take a 10-0 lead up against an SMU when you are working with, I don't even know that it's fair to say fraction of the budget and the resources that a team like the Mustangs has down in Dallas.
Yeah, I think less than fraction would be fair, but it does give you a sense of pride, and it's one of those things that, as a competitor, when you play football or you play any sport, you're there to compete and win the game. Everyone puts on the pads the same. They bleed like you do. And I think since we've gotten to Missouri State, that has been the bloodline and our rally cry of out-hit, out-hustle, be tougher than everybody. Because, again, and I said this morning too, is that NIL can't save you between those lines. It's mano-a-mano, it's one-on-one battles, and it's who's physically and mentally tough enough to go win that ball game.
And it has to mean something to the guys. I didn't ask Dash or Maguire. I probably should have. That when you're going one-on-one, whether it's a wide receiver against a DB or a safety against another guy, and know that guy's a $2 million NIL guy, and you shut him down, or you run that fade route perfectly, and even though it looks like there's no window where you could possibly catch the ball, you fight it, you outwill it from the other guy, and you take it from him.
And Corey, I'm going to break it down even a little more. Like even the Marshall, when you talk about comparative resources, Marshall has about 30, 40 people on their staff that they employ, just staff members. The big, beautiful facility in Marshall or whatever that is. And then SMU comes in and they're kind of setting up their stuff, and our guys are like, what are these air conditioning units?
I was going to ask you about this.
They had $80,000 benches that blow cold air onto their necks and into their helmet. Those are that's the realm of football we're about to step into, because, again, not many people have more money than SMU. And we went toe-to-toe, and like the guys said, we did our very best to make Missouri State proud, and I cannot wait to go play them again.
Yeah, and you did. I say everybody that was there. I mean, I was getting texts throughout the broadcast from fraternity brothers that I went to school with here that are from St. Louis to Fayetteville going, you guys are on CBS right now. You guys are beating SMU right now. And I'm like, welcome to the party. You're a little late, but yeah, that's what's going on here now. And I still think as much as it has made a deal here inside 417 land, we still have a lot of that message to get out to people that maybe have been lapsed in their connection to their university or where they grew up. And there's still more support to be found out there.
No doubt. And the one thing I want to impress on people as well is it's unbelievable. I get to sit up here as a head coach and do these cool things, and my pictures different places. Listen, these players and this staff, I would put them up against any staff in America, and especially any staff we've ever had here at Missouri State. People need to enjoy this while these people are in the building. This is a special, special, special time. It's not a dollar amount. It's not a type of food they get. It's not a special anything that they have. It's because they believe in each other.
No, I know there are people out there that point when they see this offense and they see what Jacob can do that point at Nick and say, this is a guy that you could see at another program down the road.
There's no doubt. You could look at multiple people on the staff, and that's just, hopefully that we can do enough here to keep those guys happy and comfortable. But, everybody has a price, and we'll see when that time comes. But while we're here, our plan is to win.
Now, and let's talk about how to beat the Skyhawks now. This is a team that you've got to have had some really good matchups with for the last 3-4 years. This is a team that, honestly, I believe doesn't get in the FCS playoffs last year if your team is eligible for the FCS playoffs. I think the Bears Bears definitely would have been in. Skyhawks may have been on the outside looking in. They know that, but I also know you've got a ton of respect for Coach Simpson.
I do. Coach Simpson's phenomenal. He really is a good human being, has done a great job there at UT Martin. Dash mentioned it earlier. It's been a really fun rivalry, and there is certainly certainly, and Coach Sims would tell you the same thing, there's no love lost between the groups. Our players like to get after each other, little chirping, little trash talk here and there. It's healthy for the game. As long as you keep it between the whistles, keep it professional, it's good to have these rivalry-type games, and we're excited to go play.
It has been back and forth at times. I don't think you can have a rivalry if it's one-sided.
Sure.
And that means the Bears have had their success against Tennessee Martin, but the Skyhawks have gotten over on the Bears. Had one heck of a postseason game with them, and that's all part of what makes this kind of a unique matchup and the only FCS game on your schedule this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And me and Patrick were laughing together. We certainly didn't just at all sign up any slouches on our schedule. Zero. You got a UT Martin team that's well coached, great players. Not to mention USC, Marshall, and SMU. But again, we're excited to play the Skyhawks again and have them here in Plaster Stadium.
No, it'll be nice to get him back here. Obviously, you've just started on the scouting report, but maybe one thing that stands out about them that they do well. I know they struggled against Southern Illinois this last week. The Salukis got over on them pretty good.
They did. I like their quarterback, Jace Bauer. He gives them a little bit of a dual threat. He'll pass it, but he'll also get into some Q run stuff, some Q stutter, Q counter, some Q power. They're primarily a stretch team, like the stretch run outside the tackles runs. You'll get a little bit of counter and things like that, but they do have a guy, Bryce Bailey, that can flat fly. They've always, I don't know what it is about Jason, but he has this uncanny ability to bring in elite athletes. I mean, you've seen the games.
Absolutely.
He's got the one wide receiver playing for the Titans that beat us in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
The quarterback is in the NFL. Dresser Wynn.
Yeah. Yep.
Dresser Wynn is still in the league, I think.
Mm-hmm. Maybe practice squad, I was thinking.
Yeah, that's a little bit of the offense. Defensively, they're going to be pretty similar. They're going to go to a 3-down front. You're going to get some pressures from some different places, but I think that will help us.
Kind of like similar to Marshall, like the 3-3-5.
It is. It's very similar now. Pretty close.
Now, we'll talk more about that as the week goes on. That's going to do it for this week's Inside the Den. Our thanks to Dash, Luke, and Maguire, Neal for joining us. And, of course, to the boss of the Bears, Ryan Beard. Until next time, I'm Corey Riggs saying good night from Big Shots Golf. You've been listening to Inside the Den with Coach Ryan Beard on the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield. Good night.